Took a walk 1 street over from my home. Cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because 1 street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from the one I love today.
Hello, how are you doing? This is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and yes, this is 1 street over. What's happening 1 street over from where you living? Well, the kiddos are out today because it is election day. It is the primary election, and hope you'll get out and vote today. Please don't waste your vote. Get out there and vote. I mean, everybody has paid too high of a price for what we have here in this country. So please get out and vote. Now, we've got Brian Pooley had some stuff come up today, so we don't have a visit from United Way at 7:30. Lee Marie is on her way in. She's got a lot of stuff she wants to cover, including Orange Heart Memorial Day. I guess that's what they're calling it, or Orange Heart Medal, but it's talking about Agent Orange. And there is a special day set aside on Monday. And she wants to come in and talk about that. And then, of course, all the stuff that's going on at the Well in the Square. They have all kinds of wonderful classes. And just want to remind you, too, of some of the things that are going on around the community. We have been visiting a lot with the Trent and all of them from the Fair Board. And we want to remind you that the fair is coming up. It's the 22nd of September. Let me double check. But we want to talk. We want to talk a lot about the fair, because a lot of folks, when the fair gets here, they're going to go in that first day and they'll be like, why aren't the rides going? And we've talked a lot about it. Yeah, it's the 22nd. But the reason why that we want to really bang the drum on this is because what's going to happen is the fair is not going to be set up for rides on that very first day, because they're going to be arriving too late to ensure all the safety checks and things. So the way the fair is going to work is that you're going to come in on the first day, and it's free to come in, and you're going to be able to see all the exhibits and check things out. We believe some of the food and all that'll be ready. There'll be some events going on in the area where you're used to seeing bands and things. They're going to be taking that over with the animal shows. And so that's going to be new, and that's going to be unique. And there's also going to be a staging area just behind the red building. I don't know if you went last year. If you missed it last year, it was a really great fair. And I love that it's later in September. I don't think a whole lot of us love it whenever we're at the fair. Because, I mean, there's been times that the fair's been happening like right now. As soon as the kids get back in school, the fair's going on, and it's so hot. And it just doesn't feel like the fair. But sometimes that's what we have to do because of the way the folks that we want to run our carnival, that may be the only time they're available. And so we have to, since we're a smaller fair, we have to take the date when they say they can come, basically. And so that's the way it works for our fair. But so we have had it super early. Love that it's late in September again. That's when it's, you've got the tobacco barn smoking and all the cool stuff going on. So it's going to be really perfect timing for us. But that first night, we cannot say it enough. The first night, you need to remember that after the parade will happen, the fair parade will happen, and it'll end up at the fairgrounds, and then you can park and you can go in for free. And that is super cool that you can go in and just enjoy the fair and all the exhibits and things and just kind of check it out. And then you come back the next day, and then you'll have the gate price, and of course that'll be Faith Night at the fair. And the catalogs. I wanted to kind of start here because the catalogs are out. And I think you'll start seeing them pop up around the community at different locations. And you should be able to pretty soon, if not already, go online and go through the flip book, because what they'll do is they'll put, let me double check real quick and see. But if you go to the Robertson County Fair, it's the 22nd through the 26th, and it says they're making their way around town. The fair books are, you can pick up at the UT Extension office. They have them. They have them on the front porch of the fair exhibit hall, so you can go out there to the red building and you can see it. You can go by there and get them. And I don't see a link yet for the actual book yet as far as online. As soon as I do find one, I'll share it with you. But they always put up a digital copy of it where you can flip through it digitally on just online when you go to their actual web page. So we'll be checking that out and see if we can't link you up for that. But our fairgrounds, they are fabulous, and we love talking to all the guys over at the fair board about all the things that are happening, and it's going to be a great fair, and we hope you'll be a part of it. But again, it's the 22nd through the 26th. The catalogs are out. You can start picking them up at the UT Extension office and there at the porch on the red building, and pick those up. And that way you can kind of start setting your plans for what you're going to do with the fair as it starts up. But just the 22nd, you don't have to pay a penny. You just come right on in. And they'll be there for you to let you see everything. But that'll be the day of the parade. So I hope you'll all be a part of that, and that'll be a good time for us. Lee Marie, like I said, she's going to be heading on in here in just a moment. Some of the stuff we've got going on. Of course, it is Election Day. We remind you to get out and vote. Teachers will be on professional development today. We are all taking our professional classes today and our meetings today. So the kiddos cannot be, that's a state law. A lot of people wonder why we don't have kids in the classrooms today. Well, the reason why is because state law says that they cannot be on the premises when we're voting. And I'm not really sure when that happened. That would be a question for Kerry when we have him come in and report on his office. That would be one of those things that we could ask him. But the kids can't be there, so we're going to do a professional development day, and we'll get the kids back tomorrow for another full day. Now, if you're up in the White House community, remember, of course, on the Robertson County side, they're on the same schedule as us, but Sumner County, they got an extra week off because of a situation with their digital stuff that I don't know exactly what. It's one of those things. Mandy Christensen from the chamber up in White House was talking on Tuesday. They're going to have a State of the Schools meeting coming up, and it would be a great opportunity to find out all of those details. And I'm just a little curious myself, and when we hear them, we will share them. But what happened with the Sumner County area, it put school off for a week, and so they're going to be starting next week instead of this week like they had originally planned. But the good news for if you're up there on the Sumner County side listening to us, the good news is they're going to let those come out of your snow day bank. So you're not going to end up, there was a lot of rumors when all of it happened. Kiddos were saying, oh, it's going to hurt our spring break. It's going to hurt our fall break. And the administrators won't do that because there's far too many people that have their families scheduled to do specific things during their scheduled fall and spring breaks and those types of things. So you typically won't find them trying to eat into that time. But nonetheless, Sumner County will get back to work next week in their schools. And I mean, we're super excited about it. I know at Greenbrier, Miss Grimes, Samantha Grimes does a fabulous job of getting the school spirit going. We did a little video prior to school starting. She always gets the clubs together and gets them to do a little snippet of a video, and then we put them all together and have an awful lot of fun with that. And it's just a good way to hype up the kids and get them ready. They also have what they call senior sunrise. And when you have seniors at 5 a.m. yesterday, a bunch of the seniors gathered at school for the sunrise on their first full day of their last year at Greenbrier. And they'll do a senior sunset on their last day. And it's super special. I just love the way that they really work on the school spirit at Greenbrier. And I hope that if your school's not doing that and you're within the school system, maybe you reach out. Miss Grimes can help you, get plugged into the Renaissance program and some of the things that she implements. And it's just a really cool thing that we have going up at Greenbrier. So we really are excited to see the kiddos. And again, waiting for Lee Marie. Lee Marie says she's going to come in here. I don't know where she is. Hopefully she'll be in here in just a minute. But as she's making her way in, I want to address something. We had a call from somebody, I guess, running for a political office, wanted to know why we don't have political candidates on radio anymore. The reason why is because of something that I talk about in my classes. People do not realize that equal time is a regulation from the FCC that still exists on radio or television that is available through just a, through an antenna. So if it is a free broadcast, one that you can pick up terrestrially with an antenna on your house, and that concludes radio and television that is still regulated by the FCC. If you have a political candidate in and you sit and talk to them and it's not paid, they can buy time and come on and do that if they choose. But then you have to allow the other side, equal time. So if somebody came in and wanted to, for the Democrats, they wanted to buy some ad time, then we'd have to make that available for the Republican side as well, vice versa. And once that gets started, that's about all you do. I mean, that's why you're hearing nothing but political ads right now. Come on in, Lee Marie. That's why that's all you're hearing is political ads right now. And we're a Christian broadcast company, and we don't want to do that here anymore. Now, what you will hear is from Mayor Billy Vogel. You'll hear from, Buzzy Poole, different, Kerry Roberts, different ones that will come in and report on the activities that are going on within the confines of their office. But what we're not going to do is do a bunch of campaigning. So we've had that question come up over the last week, and somebody wanted to know why. Well, we had different ones on, and that's the reason why, is they're coming on to report what's going on within their office right now, not to campaign for the what they have coming up. So that's the difference in what we do now here. And again, because we are a Christian broadcast company, we just want to kind of keep it clean as far as all that stuff, because it can really muddy the waters fast. Hi, sis.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was telling the audience that we had some cancellations, and it happens in radio. And rather than hear me just go on and on and on about the different things going on, it's a whole lot more fun when we have two people in here and we can kind of
I love cancellation time.
For one thing, it gives you a chance to come in here and talk about all the cool stuff you have going on at Well in the Square.
Well, there's stuff everywhere.
There's stuff everywhere. Yeah. And again, the Fair book is out. I don't know if you heard me talk about that.
I did. I'm going to go pick one up today.
I know, me too. And I didn't see the digital one, but the Fair book is out and it's going to be fast. I know they have been in talking about how that, that they're like, there's no rides on Tuesday night, but it's free.
Yeah, I'm going.
That.
I do too.
I love it. I think it's great because it gives us a chance to kind of come in and just kind of get a feel for what they've got going. And I think it's a fabulous idea. I'm not sure they don't need to plan to do it that way. Have the first night free and go from there. Now, I haven't heard anything about whether or not they've considered the weekly pass, like a week pass, like a ticket that you can get that you can use all week.
Right. That wouldn't be this year, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard anything about that. He did say they would talk about it, but again, they just didn't get that in time. That was just something Lee Marie and I were going, yeah, that'd be great. And so I haven't heard anything more about it. But where do you want to start, sister?
I want to start with why I have on this little orange ribbon right here.
I mentioned it, but I'm not exactly. Okay. You just go explain.
Let me tell you what it is. August 10th is the official National Agent Orange Appreciation Day. Okay. So I know a lot of people that I've been talking to like, I thought it was in March. In March is Vietnam Veterans Day.
Right.
This is Agent Orange Awareness Day.
Okay.
And I had these stickers on me yesterday, actually, when I was at the library and the hospital, and I was able to give them to some of the younger staff, and they said, well, what is Agent Orange? And I'm like, I'm glad you asked.
There you go.
So it was an excellent opportunity to tell them what is going on, to say that, hey, this was a poison that our Vietnam veteran soldiers were exposed to. They have, right now, there are at least 500 of our Vietnam veteran soldiers per day who are passing away due to illnesses related to Agent Orange.
Say that again.
Every single day, right now, on average, there are 500 or more Vietnam veterans who are passing away because of exposure to Agent Orange.
It's incredible. And it's just like, I will talk to my kids and I talk about Vietnam, quite a bit. And mainly because, of my early memories of Vietnam and my friend that got killed over there. And, we talk about Agent Orange and all the things. And the conversations that I've had with kiddos, oh yeah, I had an uncle that was in Vietnam and well, they've passed away. And I said, well, do you know why? And it amazes me the families that are still not pursuing the benefits related to Agent Orange, because I've had several kids I've talked to, and as they sit there and tell me about, well, I think he had this or that, and I'm like, that's connected to Agent Orange, and if they were in country, whenever there's things, and families just they're just not aware of it.
Yeah, and like even Ken says, like, because on some of the applications for things, it'll say, were you exposed? And they'll say no, and Ken will say, a lot of times they don't think that their illness was related, but, it just hasn't been officially, diagnosed yet that is what, caused it. So yeah, I got my Agent Orange bracelet on as well. And what we are asking people to do on Monday is take 1 hour of your time. Everybody, I know we are all busy, but our soldiers have paid it forward.
You better.
We would not have this freedom. We would not have America if it wasn't for them. We can get out for 1 hour. So bring your big yard, your big flag, your U.S. flag. We're going to have one orange flag there because that's going to be like the baton. We're starting at 7 a.m. Sheila Bird's going to kick us off. And we're going to be waving those flags on Memorial Boulevard right outside the actual memorial, right there at Springfield Memorial Gardens. So we've also ordered some orange flags to put on the highway so that more people even see it. But we're asking everybody else to bring a U.S. flag so that we can really, and then we'll have the one orange flag in the middle. And we have people, Buzzy Poole's going to sign up for an hour. We have Don Bliss.
So you're wanting this to go on all day?
All day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. So I know some of the spots that are taken, well, I shouldn't say taken. It's not like, 8 o'clock is full. I mean, you can come anytime. That's good for you. But right now, it looks like the least amount of people are in the middle of the day because some people are coming before work and some are coming after work. But come whenever you can. I want to see everybody there. I really do.
What a great idea.
So I know a lot of times we have ceremonies that are in the morning or in the, whatever, and people can't go. But can you find 1 hour for our soldiers and their families? And I'm telling people, when you go there, look at that memorial. Some people still haven't been to it.
I know, and it's incredible. And you can't help but notice it when you go by and go, wonder what that's all about.
Yeah.
I even I have that conversation with the kiddos, and they'll like, I've noticed that. I didn't really know what it's about. We talk a lot about it, and it is just I'm thrilled that you are doing that.
And there's more and more pedestals being put up with more information. Like I was really happy that my brother-in-law, who we put on the wall, he got to come to Tennessee for the first time to see it just a couple months ago, and Ken Gamble met us there, which was just so awesome. And there's a huge map, and so they were talking about, I was there and then I was there. Like it's very educational.
Oh yeah.
Take your kids, especially your homeschool kids. Come on. I know that when I had some kids reading the Cenotaph a couple of years ago, I had said, you can meet me early and I will teach you about it. And we walked all around. Well, some of the parents afterwards said, thank you so much. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so, it's up to us, the people that know. Really, we need to make people aware of this. And like I said, it is a National Agent Orange Awareness Day this Monday, August 10th. And the people that are going to be at the cemetery, we will have these stickers.
Okay.
We have 500. Okay. So we would love for you to, if you can't do an hour, like, hey, I worked that whole whatever, at least get a sticker. Yeah. I'll have some on me actually today at the well. I gave some to Ken Gamble yesterday. It was just a God thing that I ran into him. We both had our Agent Orange shirts on. We ran into each other at the hospital.
Oh, wow.
I know. I'm like, Lord, that is so awesome. Anyway, so you can get a sticker ahead of time. Or you know what? If y'all go through your closet, you might have something orange. Wear orange on Monday. If you can't make it out there, wear orange and tell people, at work, whatever, if they say, hey, do you know why I'm wearing orange today? It's Agent Orange Awareness Day. Let me tell you about it if you don't know about it.
It's not about UT.
That's right.
It's not about UT Monday.
But see, that's how I know people have got orange in their closets.
Yeah. I even have orange, and I could care less about football or any of it, you know. And but nonetheless, but of course, and I have an Agent Orange shirt. I've got to get my hands on it.
Now you got to wear it on Monday.
Yeah, I'll
On the
do
show.
my best to dig it out. I will try my best to find it. We've been renovating our house for the last year, and I can't find anything. I'll just be honest with you. I can't find anything. I've got things in boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and. Anyway.
So if you go on the Lee Murray Facebook page, you will see this big Agent Orange awareness post that I did.
Okay.
And again, you can go ahead and private message me. Tell me what hour you're going to be there.
Okay.
Share it, of course, because, you know, this just doesn't go out in the algorithms. So please share it.
And it's kind of, okay, I just shared it on my page. And that's one thing, guys, when it comes to our pages and things like that, we need you to follow us, because what happens, me sharing what Lee Marie does, unless I make it an original post, it doesn't necessarily get shared to people that you have to really follow these pages now the way that Facebook does the algorithms and stuff. So we do encourage you, please, please, please follow her, follow me, follow the radio station, all the things. And that way you stay up to date on everything that's going on.
And speaking of Facebook too, I want to recommend this to people. If there are businesses or, you know, things that you do believe in and, you know, their mission or organizations, go to their Facebook page and look and see on their reviews section. There's a section that says reviews, and many times it'll say 0 reviews. Well, this is a great opportunity, guys. This costs nothing for you to go on those sites and say, yes, I recommend them. Yes, I've taken classes there, or yes, I've, you know, bought my car there, whatever it is. If there's good people out there doing good things, that's one way you can support and help our local community. And it costs absolutely nothing.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good.
All right. So the second thing that I am excited, I'm excited about so much. We have, and I'm going to talk slow. So I know some people say I talk so fast, but we do have 6 classes.
I'll go take a breath. You're funny.
We do have 6 classes that are going on today. But before I talk about any classes, Daniel Sparkman, have you been anywhere where you have heard him? Oh my gosh. Okay. He is an amazing piano player. I mean, just amazing. And I was praying the other day, like, Lord, how else do you want? Like, I want to put you first. I really do. Give me some other ideas. Well, this popped in my head to do, like it just popped in my head. The Lord gave me this idea to do right before the Friday night market, a sing along, because now we have a piano that is right inside our door at the well upstairs. Yeah. So in the storefront space, on the left wall, as you walk in the door, it's like a foot in.
Okay, so is that the space next to Crossroads?
Yes, ma'am.
Just inside.
Yes,
okay.
to the left. So if you're standing outside looking at Crossroads, you see Crossroads on the right, well in the square on the left, there is a piano right there.
Oh, cool. And it's inside the
It's
store.
inside.
It's inside,
Yes.
yeah. Because now you see some on the porch now.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
I know
but-
Remix has one over there. So we are going to do from 5 to 6, because at the Friday night market, a lot of people arrive at 5 to put their chairs at the band area, and then they're just milling around.
Yeah.
Well, and then the band doesn't start till 6:30.
Yeah.
So we thought, how cool would it be to do a gospel sing-along right
that's
there?
fun.
And so I did not think that I was going to be able to get Daniel Sparkman. I was absolutely, but it was a God thing. I actually had tried a few other people first,
Yeah.
and they all said, no, no, no. And I was like, Lord. So I'm like, do I even dare, like, texting Daniel Sparkman? And I did. And right away he said, I would be honored. I'm like, thank you, Lord. That's a total God thing.
That's really cool. So now are you on his page or?
So this picture right here is on the Well in the Square page. I need to go ahead and share that.
Yeah,
I didn't
'cause
realize.
Yeah. Because I'm not. So how did you come up on him?
Okay, so I love going to a lot of the different music productions and things around town.
Right.
Well, South Haven has an amazing Easter show and a presentation, an amazing Christmas presentation. They also have a gospel sampler that's coming up very soon. Anyways, I have seen him at most of those, and I have talked to him about, I got to get you on the radio. Now, right now, he can't because he's got a job that he works in the daytime. But at some point, we have to have him on, and you will just be blown away. He is so gifted.
Well, and I've started playing piano. And I say that. Well, my friend Rachel Culver has been teaching me, and I'm chords is all I'm doing right now. Now I don't know if I'll get more into it or not, but it's something I've always wanted to do. and I'm absolutely loving it. I wish I had more time to just sit and mess around with it. But and it's so funny when I was working with the band up at Epiphany when they had CR on Tuesday nights. Rob tried to teach me some stuff, but it was like in between practicing and stuff like that, and it was so hurried I couldn't concentrate. And so I told Rachel this year, I said, I really this summer I want to spend some time learning some things about, doing chords on the piano. And she is such a wonderful teacher. If you need music lessons, she does music and voice. And she also teaches swimming in the summer, by the way. Can't recommend her enough, but she might even have, because I'm taking piano still. I was taking an hour over the summer, but now I'm just taking 30 minutes once a week. But if you could reach out to her and see if she has any slots open, because the way she structures it, she goes through the school year. And phenomenal teacher. But if you got some, or maybe you're older and you just want to learn, or because I took piano and guitar and all that as a kid, but I didn't have the attention span to really get into it. So I'm having fun with it. I just love it. But I'm sure I would be just blown away. by
And it just, and I'm telling people like, hey, tell me what your favorite hymn is, so we include that. We're also gonna do some worship songs as well. They won't all be old hymns, but like for instance, Buzzy said, I love Victory in Jesus, so he's gonna lead that singing of that at 6.
Really?
We're getting different people involved in it, and it's just a great way to have the word going out on the sidewalk.
How fun.
So again, that's this Friday.
This Friday night.
Rain or shine, because someone told me yesterday there's a pretty big chance of rain during the Friday night market. If there is, come on over to the well, because we'll be singing our hearts out.
I love it.
It might turn into a whole night of singing if that happens.
There's a 40% chance of rain
40?
tomorrow.
Okay.
And again, that's with the, loosey-goosey little weather we get on our phones. But you know what? We're just going to pray it out. We need a good. Do we have one more? Do we have one more?
We have September and October still.
So we're doing still.
So there's 3 more after this, or 2 more after this.
2 more after this. Good. I'm glad they're doing one in October.
So there's another free event I want to tell people about, and that is Saturday. Pat Samler, the homeopath that we
She's
absolutely love.
Yeah, she's great.
She is going to be doing a free class this Saturday, 3 to 4:30 at that storefront space of the well, because on Saturday daytimes, there's a Spanish Seventh-day Church that does stuff downstairs in the ballroom.
Okay.
But we can do things upstairs. And so 3 to 4:30, absolutely free. I'm going through this class again because she did this a couple weeks ago, and we had a full house, and we had some people that couldn't make it due to illnesses. So we're doing it again. And I'm so excited because I learned so much. Like for instance, I had some trauma on my leg.
How are you good?
It's almost all better, but it's still, I'm still recovering from that. And so I found out that, there's still some homeopathy things that I can do, even though this was a trauma to my leg in March.
Yeah.
And so my friend told me last night she has a cat that's having problems from an old injury. And so Pat did a whole thing last night. She sent me a million questions, and then she got back to me and said, have her try this and this and this. And, it's just so, and then at this class, a couple weeks ago, I don't ever get headaches. I'm blessed in that sense. I mean, I think in my life, maybe I've had 5 headaches,
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I had one the other day, and it was right after I had that class. And I think it was belladonna. I have to look at my notes, but I think it was belladonna that is good for headaches. Anyway, whatever it was, I remember, because I have a huge basket now of these. I got to organize them. But anyways, I took it. My headache went away, right? Like that, and it's so great because this stuff, again, it's not bad. It doesn't have other strange side effects like most pharmaceuticals do.
Yeah, they do.
So these are natural things that God has put on this earth for us to discover. And they are very expensive because they can't be patented because they're natural. There's no way to so, and I love it. She'll tell me, and I'll go on Amazon and I'll have it on my doorstep, in a day. So it's not like this is something that they're trying to make, a killing on. She went into it, and she explained that day that she went into, because she's a mom, she's a grandma, and she just did not like to see people spending all this extra useless money
Yeah.
on things that were harming their children. She wanted them to be able to have an option to actually give them something natural that could be given right away, that could actually cure it instead of just mask a symptom. Like
And I heard you wrong. You said something about they're expensive. They're not expensive.
Oh, yes.
They're
Thank you.
inexpensive. It came out that you were saying that it's expensive.
Thank
and
you.
It's like, no, they're not expensive because what was it when Mark got stung by the wasp? What was it that we put him on?
We put him on
Really helped.
Leadum and Apis.
Yeah, and it helped. It absolutely helped. And so, and I've got to do something with allergies. I've got tremendous allergies, and they're getting worse and worse.
Matter of fact, this is something you can have her cover tomorrow because she said she's on my show tomorrow because it's the first Friday.
Yeah.
And so she said if people have health questions, if she gets them 24 hours before the show, she'll have enough time to research it. So we are officially at 25 hours before the show. So anything in particular that you think you're allergic to? I mean, is it outdoor growing stuff or?
I'm dust for sure.
Okay.
And I really don't know. I just know that as I'm doing the voice and piano lessons, I'm singing more. And I have trouble just with my throat, that I get this tickle in my throat. And now my primary care recommended a nasal spray, but it has a steroid in it. And I won't touch steroids.
Yeah.
I don't go near them.
Amen.
And so I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. And but I'm sure it'd probably work. I just don't want to. I mean,
Right.
I just don't want to do steroids. For one thing, I can see how my body does not react well to them because when I've had my joint replacements and things like that, I didn't realize that they were pumping me full of steroids. And I can show you pictures of me right after these joint replacements and stuff, and I don't look like myself. It's weird. I mean, it's just the oddest thing. And I personally, I get that, that's what people use to speed healing, but if you can possibly stay away from all that stuff, I think you're so much healthier. And I try to use very, 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 very little pharmaceuticals.
Well, it's interesting that you said that
because
last night, actually, when she was sending me information for my friend's cat, because these things, they're good for dogs, cats, people. The last thing that she said, the last sentence, she said, I'd warn her on the pain meds the vets prescribe. They have terrible side effects, especially if they're in the steroid family.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you said.
Yeah. So I just, like I said, I would love to come up with something to clear my throat out to where I don't have, well, the reason why I'm eating these cough drops all the time is because I have been my entire life because they clear out my throat. And I've started using Hall's cough drops whenever I was in college. And, when we would get all choked up, that's how we would keep our voices going to stay on the air.
And here's a picture of her class last time.
Nice.
And even Harvey was there, who is a very good patient of hers because he's the one who he had a tick.
Her dog.
Yeah, yes.
Harvey's one of her dogs.
He had a tick on him, and we were supposed to be boarding a plane for my in-laws' 60th anniversary to go to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I didn't know what it was initially. All I knew is he was walking into walls. He was lethargic, and he was looking at me like, Mom, I can't even get up.
Yeah.
And I was so scared. I called the airline. He was 5 pounds too heavy for me to take with me on the air, and I wasn't going to put him down in the other area.
The cargo,
right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I called Pat. I said, Pat, I don't know what's wrong with my dog. He can't even walk. He's just like, She said, meet me halfway. She lives in Ashland City. We met halfway. She gave me some. I know one of them was Leadum. I can't remember what the other one was. I have it written down. But, anyways, 20 minutes after he took those, he's walking around like,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, and ask her too, because I've got these two cats that they're feral kittens that I got from my brother's farm. Because I was looking for, some cats because I haven't had I had gone a while without having a cat in the house. And I detest mice. I can't stand them. And the only way, if you live in the country, to get rid of mice is to have a cat. Because dogs don't do it. They just see them as just like, some of them will, but none of my dogs have ever been good mousers. Well, and then I found a snake in my house one time.
Oh, goodness.
And didn't freak me out, freaked my husband out. And I said, well, the only way we can ensure that we're not going to get snakes in our house because we live out in the country. I mean, it's just part of it. If you're, if a mouse can get in your house, a snake can get in your house. You're less likely to have mice if you have snakes. But anyway, nonetheless, I don't want either one in my house. I don't want any varmint in my house that I don't invite in. So I've got to get some cats. And I don't know. I have had a hard time finding kittens. I wanted a kitten because I've had some really bad experiences with some adult cats, and I just can't do it anymore. So I wanted some kittens, and I got online, and nobody had any kittens. I couldn't find any. Well, my brother calls me. He goes, "Get up here," because they're on a farm and people drop animals and different things. He had kittens, and so we went up there 2 or 3 Sundays in a row. And before we'd go to church, we would set traps out. And we managed to trap a couple of these little calico kittens because I wanted to make sure they were female. I wanted female because I don't want male cats in my house because they spray. I've just had terrible luck with that. So I've got a couple of little calico female kittens, and they've done okay, but they're still a little timid. So ask her if there's something I can do. One of the things I have found that has really, really helped, because one of them would let us pet her, but then the other one, she would come right up to you. She'd want to be near you. But the minute you reach down to pet her, she'd run. And so I finally got her to where she's letting me pet her. But what I did is I took one of my shirts that I'd been wearing when I worked one day, so it had my scent on it, and I laid it for them to sleep on.
Oh, okay.
And I think that has really helped. And so, but if there's any other tricks, there's these calming collars that you see on social media for cats. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm like, I don't think that's anything. But see if Pat's got anything to calm a feral cat. One that, because they're just nervous, because they.
Oh yeah, there is something for nervous stuff because that
because you figure as kittens they had to fight for every morsel of food. They had to fight to stay alive,
Oh, one thing I do.
I'm sure they went through a lot of trauma as kittens, as tiny kittens. So,
and one thing I do want to mention, a couple things about the homeopathy little vials. They are difficult to open, but they're not impossible to open. And also, they're just little teeny weeny pellets, and you put them under your tongue. If your dog or cat can't do that, you can put it in their water. But you don't want to just put it in their food. Try to get it to dissolve. But we had the same thing. LaVern and I were like, how do we get these things open?
Get this thing open.
And then it's like, how would you get it out of the little thing once it's
And it's like you turn it upside down and twist it, and then it was the weirdest thing. It worked really well, but and again, this really, Mark, I have never seen anybody swell up like he did over these wasps. And somebody told me too that what it can mean is that if he gets stung too many times, he could become somebody that needs, could have a bad reaction to it. What is it? What do they call it? Shock. Yeah, they have the EpiPens and all of that they do, and I can't remember what they call it. But anyway, nonetheless, let me do a break. We're already, once Lee Marie got in here, I knew it'd be like, oh, we'll just chit chat and talk about all the things, and you're learning about all the cool things. And one of the coolest things I think she mentioned, though, is the sing-along they're going to do tomorrow today's Thursday, tomorrow, First Friday Night Market at the Well in the Square as people are setting up. That is going to be really cool, and just pray the rain stay away so we can have a wonderful Friday Night Market. But we're going to pause right now and talk about Valor Mortgage. If you are wanting to do something different with your mortgage, normally on Thursdays, I would throw it to Brian Pooley and have him talk about Valor Mortgage because Chris and him are friends. And Chris Armtrout, they were talking one day, and just in passing, Brian said, I need to do a refi on my house because I know I can save some money and my interest rate's high and all the things, but I just don't even want to do it because it's so much trouble. And Chris is like, oh, it's not. And he took care of it for him. And Brian said, I spent so little time taking care of this. It's really unbelievable. Chris took care of everything. They had to sit down and sign some papers, but he goes, it couldn't have been easier, and it saved him some money. Maybe that's something you want to look into because they are not just in the business of new mortgages or home mortgages, investment properties, whether it be a refi, whatever it is that you're looking for, they can help you with it. From VA loans to FHA loans, conventional and jumbo financing, all the tools you need to get you to the closing table. you're not going to be a number with Valor Mortgage. You are going to be working with your neighbors, and they're going to make sure that you have everything that you need to get you to the closing table. If you want to call them, the first step is to give them a call and see exactly what you qualify for and get pre-approved today. You can call them at 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage, valor.mortgage, get pre-approved today. You can buy with confidence when you buy with Valor, because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Valor Mortgage, NMLS, number 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. Not a commitment to lend. They do have a downtown office, though, if you want to call them and come in and meet them. But make sure you get an appointment before you stop by, because they're out and about meeting with other folks just like yourself. And you want to make sure and get that appointment before you stop by. But always, please let them know that U-Turn sent you. And I love their location there, just right next to the Capitol Theater. And if you have not checked it out, our Capitol Theater in downtown is running Spider-Man right now. And I haven't gotten to that one yet, but I'm going to do my very best to. What are we doing? Are we going to have...
He's coming in for a minute.
You come on in. Come on in, brother. I love talking to you. This will be fun. Ilya Maldonado, the president of Ebenezer Broadcasting. And look at this. Got his veterans hat on. He's one of our wonderful veterans. I love you, brother.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I need help.
What do you need help with?
I need $1 million.
You need $1 million?
Yeah. No.
You're funny, don't we all?
If you give me a couple of minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
I am trying to help a couple that has their child taken away from them.
Oh my!
It's a long story, but for the last 2 years, for the last 2 years, I've been helping them going to court and back and forth. The day before yesterday, I went to juvenile court, and the family that has been taking care of the child for the last 5 years decided to submit a petition for adoption. There's a law in Tennessee that when that happens, the situation in juvenile court is stopped. They put a stay, and then it's transferred. Jurisdiction is transferred to the circuit court. So these two parents have been fighting for the last 5 years to try to regain custody of their child, and now it's done. There's nothing they can do. Their parental rights were taken away. They're both, immigrants. They don't speak English. The child was born in Guatemala. It's not a U.S. citizen. And come to find out that it's not the only case going on in Tennessee. There's many, many more. I know of 17 already that are going through the same situation. The government is trying to deport people. The government is trying to get rid of, immigrants or illegal immigrants. But they're trying to get the child, the kids.
Are you kidding me?
This mother came specifically from Guatemala to fight for her child. I threw up the towel on her husband because he was irresponsible. He's the one that caused this whole situation. She was drunk with the child in the car. So DCS took the child from him.
Right.
And when I noticed that he wasn't being responsible, I said, I washed my hands. There's nothing else I can do. But then I got a call from Guatemala, and she called me, and she said, if I go to the United States, would you help me to find, get my Kathy back? And I said, sure. And to make the story short, 2 years after, is everything we done is just thrown out of the window. So I'm searching for someone that knows, a lawyer, a politician, someone that is an authority that can help us reunite this child to the family. They want the kid so they can go back to Guatemala. They're not planning on staying in the country, and they just want the child back so they can go back home and just, keep on living.
And it sounds like this situation, and guys, I spend, a lot of time in Mexico. I spend a lot of time with newcomers to the country, to folks that, are here. If you've not spent time in places where it's just hard to even feed your family, you understand what's going on. And we need the reason I ran for Congress, brother, is because I wanted to work with the immigration laws, because they're a hot mess. This sounds like a situation where a child was brought into the country by an irresponsible father and the mother got left behind, right? And so then the child becomes, becomes in the, they it goes into a foster family and the mother's going, no, I want my child back. I mean, this is what's happening when you talk about all the things going on at the border. This is the kind of stuff that's going on. And these kids are the victims. And you've got the mother. Is she here now?
The mother, yeah. The mother.
She's here
the mother
now.
Came here, yeah.
Is she getting to see the child at all?
She hasn't seen the child. She hasn't spoken to the child. They have no idea, how she's doing. Neither the mom or the father, neither one of them have spoken with her. And yesterday, when we went to court, the mother, broke down. Man, this is expected. And she got to a point and says, well, can we ask the child if she wants to stay with his family? And the lawyer said, well, I knew that question was going to come up and I already asked. And the family said that they're not willing to ask the child, for her, for her input in it. Anyways, the child is only 12 years old. She cannot decide anything until she's 14. In the law in Tennessee, I think you have to be 14 to be able to, decide.
And that's the thing. And when you look at the laws in Tennessee, the parental rights, they do lose the parental rights after so many years. And it can go either way, because if you've got a situation where it's, endangering the child, you've got to think about the child's welfare first. But then when you've got, people just don't understand what's happening at our borders and how that kids are getting brought here and parents being left behind and different things. It's so heartbreaking.
This is the way I look at it.
And tragic.
There's Tennessee and DCS, they have had so many problems and so many issues, that they're not the best system. I know it's not the best system. But when you have a mother and a father fighting for the child, don't give that child for adoption.
Yeah.
How many thousands you have in the system that they've been living from foster care home to foster care home, going through the system. They know, the ins and outs, and nobody wants to adopt those. Why would you prevent a family
that's
from having their child and live, together when you have other options? I mean, what's in a Hispanic child that is not in a white, kid or a black kid? If you want somebody to, share your love with, the color doesn't matter. But for some reason, it's some kind of a status when you adopt a Hispanic kid or a Chinese kid or somebody from another country. I don't understand it. And I'm crying out, looking for help. If there's someone out there listening that knows how to, go through this, please give me a call. 615-474-0364. 615-474-0364.
I love you, brother.
Thank you.
And I love your heart, because you and I, when we get a chance to sit down and talk, you're always doing something like this. And I love you because I know that you got a heart for Jesus, and appreciate you.
Not a problem. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, absolutely. Ilya Maldonado, president of Ebenezer Broadcasting, one of our veterans, and just a good guy. And I'll say it right now, since I just had him in here, because of him, I have a chance of having 50 years in broadcasting. I will have a 50-year anniversary coming up here in about just a little over 3 years, and because I started in broadcasting in 1980, y'all, and to be able to say that I'm on the air 50 years later. That's a gift. So I appreciate so much Ebenezer Broadcasting for letting me be a part of these airways, because that's a dream for broadcasters, to be able to have a 50-year anniversary. So Lee Marie, let me do my break. We're going to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards and with Exit Prime Realty, and we'll get right back into it. But Barry and Rebecca Richards, if you missed it, they were my guest on Monday, and we had so much fun talking to them. It was just a great time. They are dear friends of mine. They're my longest running full-time sponsor, and we talked about all the cool properties that they had. I had a paper here, and I don't know where it went, but it was about the historic properties. I am so interested in historic properties. They've got a listing. They've got a website you can go to, homesofyesterday.com. And if I wanted to invest in some property, man, I would definitely go and check out this Rosenwald School in Cottontown, because it sounds like just such a cool property. And it is one of the only still standing schools that were part of this project to build schools for African American kiddos, and it was built in the 30s or 40s. I forget exactly when, but it is a cool property, and it's available. And it's a historic property, and it's up there in Cottontown. So, I mean, go and check it out. You can also see about this farmhouse. It's a 1940 farmhouse near Milldale. There is a cave on it. It doesn't absolutely, Barry will explain. The measurements of it make it, you can't say it's a cave, but it's a cave. It looks like a cave, and they got inside it and climbed around. It was pretty cool. They've got a house here in the historic district, 703 Fifth Avenue West here in Springfield, and then a really cool house up in East Nashville that's a historic home, and just a neat property. And they've got properties. Barry and Rebecca, they've been here in the Robertson County community for 30 plus years, just like myself. So this is home. So they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky, because they've been all over. They got a great background and have just got experience in just all kinds of different areas. Like myself, they're originally from Kentucky. Barry was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years up in Nashville. He brings that expertise to the table. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, to make sure that you're not waiting too long to downsize and do the things you want to do as you get older. You don't want to wait too late on that, guys. Get with them today. You can reach out to them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-I, robertsoncounty.com. Or give them a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424, and let them know U-Turn sent ya. Back at it, Lee Marie.
All right. I do want to say happy birthday to Mary Batts. Today is her actual birthday.
Aw.
And also, this is Thursday, and there are 6 classes happening at Well in the Square today. So I do need to tell you about those. Stephen's stretching class has been phenomenal. It's not just about stretching. It's about breathing. It's about making your whole body work together more efficiently. Last class was my favorite so far. It was so much information that I had never even heard before, believe it or not.
He's your husband.
I know. So crazy. So that is 9:30 to 10 today. It's just a $10 class, and believe me, it helps you even burn fat while you sleep. And
I love it.
I mean, that's something I'm all about. So anyways, that is 9:30 to 10 today. If you have a squishy mat, please bring that. You may see that the Crossroads door is locked because they are closed. They don't open until 10, but Rhonda is out there. So if you see her, she will tell you this door is open. So make sure you, and if you ever do come up to the door and there's a class going on, I will have my phone number on that Crossroads door that says, if the door's locked, call Lee Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't, and we had somebody last week that went away because the door was locked. So that is 9:30 to 10 today, stretching with Stephen. Then at 10:15, we have a beginner line dance class. So this has been really fun for people who absolutely just, they have no rhythm or they have no experience or whatever. That is totally fine. 10:15 to 10:45. Then at 11, we do intermediate line dance. Some of our line dance students have been with us for like 3 years now, and they know like about 60 or 70 different line dances. So this is intermediate is at 11. 12:45 today, we start a brand new cell phone series, which I'm taking it again. I didn't miss one of those classes last time, and I'm glad I didn't, because every single time I learned something new about security, and I had to laugh. When Nick came on your interview and he kept saying, "We're just going over basic stuff." I'm like, yeah, no, like basic, like knowing how to surf certain things on your phone without having your like IP address show up or whatever. I mean, he was showing us. Maybe it was basic to him, but we all learned a lot of stuff.
I would love to take it. I really would, because there's so much I don't know about this that I need to teach my kids, my students, and so I really need the class.
And also, a lot of us get handed a phone, like I did the other day at Reagan Day. Someone said, "Here's my phone. Can you do this and that?" And it was like the other kind of phone, right? So he covers both iPhone and Android.
Well, see, and that's one thing too, because my kids will, if they don't have a iPhone and they have another one, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Right. I don't have any clue what to tell you on this one.
So his class is 12:45. It starts today. Mm-hmm. It is $49 for the whole 4-week series. Mm-hmm. I think if people just want to take one class, I believe it's $20, but you can look at the Well in the Square Facebook page for that. It's 12:45 to 2. So he allows an hour and 15 minutes. And believe me, people just come with a whole list of questions, and we usually go over that. I mean, he has a theme each time as well, but it's been so awesome. It really saves you time and money to get in and get to know both of the types of phones out there. Then we're very excited. This is the first time ever we will be offering 2 levels of American Sign Language. And so we have 3:30 is going to be level 1 today. A lot of the students wanted an earlier day, especially homeschool students. And, ASL sign language is considered a second language. So really great thing to be taking. So 3:30 to 4:30 is ASL 1. It's $59 for 7-week in-person series, which is crazy good.
Great price,
yeah. And then at 6 o'clock, she is doing our first ever level 2.
Okay.
That'll be a very quiet class, if you know what I mean. So, and if you are kind of like, well, I should be in 2, but I still want to hang out with 1 people, you can actually take both classes for $99. Because level 1 is $59, level 2 is $69, but you can take both for $99 because some people just want to have more people to sign with, because there are some people in level 1 who know more than just your normal level 1.
Right.
So this is just kind of a good way to kind of start to merge people, and we're building the deaf awareness community. And Alana knows so much about the culture because this was her major in college, and she's the official.
It's very interesting when she was talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, who knew that you shouldn't really say hearing impaired? They prefer, the deaf community prefers to be called deaf. They're deaf. They're not missing something. So now I don't say hearing impaired anymore. I didn't know.
Yeah.
What they prefer. So anyways, yes. So we have 6 classes today, starting at 9:30 and then running all the way till the last one ends at 7. So that's why I was a little bit running behind today because, answering questions.
Stuff going on, and we're down to just a few because I have a meeting I have to get to at school, so we got to finish on time.
Okay. All right.
So what else have you got?
Well, I'm just going to say the Dixie Echoes, which is one of our favorite gospel groups, is coming this Friday night. And Brother T is putting that on. That's going to be at the Unity Baptist Church at 2635 Newhall Road in Greenbrier. The Dixie Echoes are so fun to watch. But, I won't be there because I will be at the sing-along at the well. But I did want to make sure I gave that some time because, not everybody is going to be coming to the square.
Right.
And so, especially if, if a crazy storm comes in, you might want to stay in if you're over, because this is really more White House.
Yeah.
It says Greenbrier, but,
it's a little bit closer
far
to the
out.
White House, yeah.
And then also one last thing, Carla is doing a watercolor card making class, which that'll be so fun. And that is going to be a 1-day thing on Saturday, August 22nd, 10 to 11:30. You can never have enough cards around. And like Linda was saying yesterday, it's so nice to be able to give someone a homemade card, and watercolor. How fun is that? So you can get signed up for that. And we have a brand new brochure that will be coming out at the Friday night market. Okay. So you can come by and pick one of those up. We'll also get some over to the center because we'll have a lot of great people involved at Well in the Square. I just love all the connections that are being made, all the relationships, all the help that we're getting. We're like trading a lot of classes. And that's the thing too. If you can't afford a class, please see me, because some people are giving scholarships and some people are bartering. They're like, well, hey, I can help with this class. Can I take this class for free? So it's about community and it's about connection and just, be in love.
And when you go through there and Crossroads is open, spend some time with that store because I love them so much in there. I went in there the other day and picked up something for a gift. They're my go-to gift store. They really are. And just really support that business. They've been around a long time.
Over 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really a ministry.
It really is.
They are doing it for us. They're staying open, so we still have a local place.
Because you don't find Christian bookstores very much. Everybody goes online. So I try really, really hard to go in there.
And Nancy does a beautiful job putting the names on the Bibles, which is such a wonderful gift if someone's getting married or having a graduation.
I have 2 kids, I'm pretty sure, that joined the military that I really want to, because they're both special to me. And I want to get them a military Bible for their branch and get their names on it. And so I got to get in there. I'm number one, I got to follow up and make sure that they did. Because sometimes the kids
It's a great idea.
But
I have to send a graduation present to this little guy here.
Absolutely. I don't think you can beat it because it gives them something to, and it's a really nice, not oversized Bible that they have for the military branches, and they have them for each branch. And if she doesn't have the one you need, she can get it. And
thank you for that wonderful idea that I'm going to be going in today.
Yeah. I've got 2 kiddos that I really want to follow up with, and it's 8:00. We got to go.
Okay.
I've got my Lisa Fort's going to be in tomorrow. My sister, I just love her so much, and she's going to come in, and I just love it when the girls get together and talk Jesus, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
And then Pat will be on right after that.
Yes, you got First Friday, and then First Friday Night Market. So I hope you'll join us for Faith Friday, and then the First Friday with Pat, and then First Friday Night Market, and all the things, and get your stickers.
Then get your sticker for Monday or Agent Orange Awareness Day.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Thank you, Lee Marie. Thank you guys for joining us, and be sure if you can help out Ilya Maldonado, helping this sweet lady and this family, reach out to him. And we love you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a great day.
I have no castle